does well.
Alright, the final match of tonight on Polar Night. It is Jona in the top position, playing as Orange. How very thoughtful of him, being from the Netherlands. And in the bottom position, it is Optimus from Team AT.
Yep, I remember casting the qualifiers. I saw all of them, so that's really cool. And I followed these guys during the qualifiers as well. And I mean, both of these have done really well. They're really good players. But when I watched these brackets, I was also a little bit afraid of Sohail, because he was really good in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
I remember his games.
Yep.
And looking at those brackets, I would say Sohail and Jona advance. Sort of Genji Takia going through, it's a huge upset for me.
Yep,
but of course, Sohail forfeiting is one of those things. But yeah, we're gonna have to see if Jona can do it again against Optimus. And I think it's the same map they already played on, right? Did they play on this map?
I'm not sure. We've seen a lot of games.
It's like an hour ago, you know. We've got really bad short-term memory. Oh god, this is gonna be all over the chat pretty soon. But I think it was because I made a not so funny comment, but still funny, that the map wasn't cooled properly, even though he's from Cooler Master.
You are right.
Yep.
Jona played Optimus on Polar Night. I'm checking Wikipedia right now, and
there we go. We are gonna see a completely different build from Optimus, which I like. He's gonna put the aggression straight up against Jona. He's gonna go for 2 Rex, 1 in his main base, which is getting scouted by that pesky little drone that Jona is known for. And the other one is being built on the map, so Jona has to prepare a little bit here.
Okay, explain this to me. How can Jona know at this stage that something is up? How, looking at the base of Optimus, can he say, well, there's gotta be a building somewhere else?
If the command center is too late, or there's no gas at all. Like, there's gonna be a point where he should have 400 minerals, and there's no command center. Or there should be at least a gas in the factory, but there's no gas, he knows that. So there has to be a command center. So there's going to be an extra supply depot and no command center. That's going to be a little bit of a tell. Usually, like when you see this wall off, it should be with a command center in the barracks. Not with that, or a command center on low ground. There's already a marine, he should know that something's up right now.
Okay, but Jona has not scouted the entire base of Optimus, so he might think that the command center is somewhere, you know, in the fog of war here.
That's unlikely. You really have to go for the big mind games at that point. And now he sees the 2 Marines and the SCV move out with the Overlord, so he should know exactly what's going on.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he doesn't know 100% sure that there's an extra barracks on the field, but you can already see he's moving a drone at the front side of his base. He knows that bunker is going down, and it is going down, and it's gonna be a little bit annoying on this map especially. So we're gonna have to see how Optimus does it. So far, it's looking okay. No Zerglings out yet, and there's a good amount of Marines moving across the map, so this could work, Frank. But this is gonna be the moment where we know if it's going to work. The bunker, it's not gonna finish. This is pretty good from Jona.
Yep, but the second bunker will finish unless that SCV gets taken out. No, there we go. Second bunker has finished. But now, of course, Optimus is trying to get some units in there, but it definitely looks like it's gonna be working out for him.
Yep, this is the moment where you're hating life as a Zerg player.
This is
good
the
goal by
moment.
Optimus. Yeah.
I
mean, Jona did know it was coming, but a little bit late. The Zerglings weren't just barely in time. He did an okay job. He's gonna lose that queen. He's gonna lose that queen. That's a big blow. And the second bunker is gonna finish. There's 3 SCVs right now. I mean, Zergling speed is gonna finish as well. He's already making spines at the top of his main base. He knows this base is gone, Frank, and that's gonna put the Terran leagues ahead of his Zerg opponent.
Yep. Jona has some time now, while his natural is being killed, to think about what his next move will be. What do you think he can do now? Is this a time for, I don't know, one base Nidus worming, or what can Zerg do at this point?
This is the point where you wave that panic flag all across the map, and then you don't know what to do anymore, because losing this base is a big blow, and you know that your Terran opponent is just gonna make a command center, and that's exactly what you're doing. What he's doing right now, you have to make defenses for the Marines, because he doesn't have enough units to deal with it, with the bunkers and the SCVs there, so it's gonna be a really awkward position. He's gonna go for destroying the rocks and trying to expand in the back or something.
Yeah, or maybe go around, you know?
Go around?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Try
he
to
can come from 2
damage,
sides.
but he actually, he's trying to position the spine crawlers right now, and they could start poking at the bunkers, but there's still enough SCVs to repair that, to repel that, and the Zerglings are actually moving in, and Jona can make something happen here for him.
I think he can clean this up, but you know, the damage, of course, may already have been done.
The damage is definitely done. I mean, if you look at the supplies, Optimus is still happy. He's also got a command center, and his opponent doesn't have a hatchery down. The factory is on the way. He's got a good amount of marines, so unless he wants to go for a bailing bust, he's not gonna get on the ramp. And I feel like a bailing bust isn't what he needs to do, and he's not gonna go for that. He's not mining gas, so he's just gonna try to macro out of this, and he's gonna be a little bit behind here, Frank.
Yeah, still, that was quite a big investment from Optimus. I'm thinking maybe he could have kind of retreated some of those units.
I don't know. I mean, Zerglings with speed, they can always get a surround on
That
retreating marines. I feel like you commit to an attack like that on a map like this with a stretched out map. When there's slow units against fast units, you're just committing. And his commitment was, if I kill the hatchery, I'm good. So he's good. He's alright with that. And he's just gonna make a few Hellions here, I feel like, or something of the sort, and then clean up those Zerglings and just go from there and be okay in this game.
Yep, because as we all know, these large clunky command centers cannot land on top of these fragile little Zerg units.
It would be such a big patch if they ever did it.
These orbital commands, sure. There's probably someone driving these things or flying these things who's a vegetarian. It says, no, I don't want to land on these critters.
Just imagine the strategies that would come with slow command center pushes if they ever implemented it. Looks like Optimus is gonna clean these pesky little guys away and also kill the Ultralisk up in the air.
Yep, the Ultralisk there. Yep, he got his money's worth of lead. There we go.
And you can already see, like, Jona is recovering slowly. He delayed that command center, which was a very good call for him, I have to say. But he's behind mostly in tech, and he does know that there is once again Banshees on the way, but he has to invest in the anti-air, etc, etc. And when you're a Terran player, you're ahead in supply right now. You've already got Banshees on the way, and your opponent doesn't even have lair tech or a third base up. You're really, really good. So it's gonna be up to Jona all game to really make good engagement, good decisions, and it's not beyond him.
It is not beyond him. We've seen him deal with Optimus in the first series of tonight. But Optimus's position is now a lot better than I think it has been earlier tonight. Yeah, then again, he shouldn't give Jona too much time. Of course, Jona expanding now to his third, and you know what happens if you leave Zerg players alone for too long, right?
Yep, it just explodes in your face. I'm gonna be a little bit curious on what Optimus is doing here, though. He's gonna move out with some Hellions and Banshees. I like that at this position, but there's gonna be 4 Queens to hold it off. I think that's gonna be enough. He's also moving his Marines, so he's committing a little bit to this. He will see the Queen number and go back immediately. Good go from him. He's gonna try to poke in from the other side. There's already a little bit of creep spread. Actually, good job by Jona getting the creep spread that far already. 4 Queens moving into that position, but it's a little bit risky. There's a lot of DPS from a Terran here.
Yep. Yeah, the Queens don't want to be attacking this by themselves, which they are doing now. Yeah, okay, the Zerglings streaming in from behind as reinforcements, but I'm not sure if Jona can deal with this.
No, this is a lot of damage from a Terran player, and I mean, the Spore Crawler was not there. It wasn't the ideal position to engage for Jona at all, and he's actually going to lose all of these Queens. And this is how far behind he is. That this is actually almost killing him. But he should have enough to clean it up eventually, I feel like.
Yeah, but like you said, it's a lot less efficient than he would have liked.
I feel like Optimus, he did lose those units in the end, though. If he might have pulled back to the third base a little bit sooner, he could have done a little bit more damage there as well. But it's gonna get cleaned up just right now, and it looks like Optimus once again is going for the trademark mech units with the bio included. So there's gonna be a Thor underway and some. Is he still making Marines? Yep, he is still making Marines. 3 extra barracks on the way. So it's gonna be a mix of bio and mech once again, like we've seen earlier tonight. But I feel like it should have a lot more punch in the position he's in right now.
Okay, so apparently these Thors that Optimus are making are not a reaction to Mutalisks, because he can probably guess that there's no Mutas on the way now for Jona, considering his position. What is the idea behind the Thors if there's no Mutas coming up? Of course, Thors strong units by themselves. But why not tanks? If you're gonna be mobile, why not bring some tanks with you instead of Thors?
Well, if you check his army composition, it's mostly not the best upgraded Marines with Banshees and Hellions. I feel like if you start adding tanks to that composition, you're just gonna die to Mutas, even if he's not in the best position, Jona, right now. I feel like that would be a poor unit choice. He's just gonna go for siege tanks and Thors and add some Marines. So it's just a mixture of. Instead of adding a lot of Hellions, he's adding a lot of Marines. So it's basically mech without the Hellion or Hellbat punch, but with a lot of Marines included. So it's actually a little bit better against air, I would say. But last few games, Jona shut it down quite convincingly, and we already have a Spire on the way. He's on to 3 bases right now, so he has a chance of holding it once again.
I'm hoping to see some more Thor in medevac micro this game.
I like that. I like the way he's moving them across the map, like you said, like firemen, you know, putting out fires all across the map.
Here we go again! Yay, Thor in medevac!
Yeah, but all the Thors need is a superhero cape, and it would be perfect.
That would be great. Thor flying in. Alright, put me down here. I will shoot the mutas.
Actually, it looks like Jonas is already committing quite heavily to a lot of Zerglings, upgrades also on the way, and I feel like his position is getting better by the second. I don't know, I feel like Optimus might be waiting a little bit too long to doing some damage. Maybe he could have done some drops earlier on, or a little bit more poking in with the Helios. If you check the minimap right now, the creep spread is going along pretty good as well. It's getting scary.
Yep, Jona's creep spread has been good consistently over these games. Even when at the start of the game, like this game, he had a bit of a problem spreading his creep, considering the push that was there. He makes up for it late game, or mid game I should say, by spreading it furiously. And now some Zerglings, will they get a kill? They will not.
I would have loved if those Zerglings were some Banelings, because I feel like that could actually do a lot of damage to Optimus right now.
Oof, yeah.
You see that in a lot of games where the Zerg player just rolls in some Banelings at the 3rd base or the 4th base. I feel like that could do a lot of damage right here, but there is an Overseer. It's gonna spot most of what's going on. He will see the Thors, and once again they're putting out the fire just for you, Frank.
I love it. Thank you, Optimus.
I mean, Optimus is a name from Transformers, right? So
true that. Yes.
It does fit the Thor well. I feel like.
Yeah.
And I have a little bit of run by on the left hand side with some Zerglings. I don't feel like it could do that much, but Optimus, I think he's moving out here, and the Thors are actually not joining the party right now.
Nope, staying home to guard against some mutas that might be popping up. Optimus is careful this time to scan ahead and see whether or not he's walking into some kind of a trap. There's the run by.
He doesn't want to commit with this, so he doesn't want to commit with half his army, because that could go really bad. Because if he loses half of his army decisively, he's gonna lose the other half. And that's actually great Baneling hits right there. That's so much damage being done, and this is not what you want to have happen. He's gonna lose half of his army, and Jona's just gonna even up this game, or even worse if this goes on.
That was a terrible, terrible hit with the Banelings on the Marines there. Poor guys were all out in front with the Thors and tanks that were supposed to protect them right behind them. They were squished. Ooh, but these mutas are now clumping up dangerously.
He still needs one more good engagement to really get this game back into evil packing. And he's actually doing it. He's doing a great trade here with Jona. He's just making it happen once again against Optimus. I mean, he's grabbing a 4th base. He's holding on. The creep spread is still strong. And Optimus, he should have moved out with his entire army instead of half of it, because half of his army was strong. But it could get countered, and two or three Banelings just blew up most of that army. And right now it's going to be really hard for Optimus once again to move on that creep, and Jona's holding on here, Frank.
He is hanging in there like a boss, and but you know, Optimus is definitely not out of this game by any means. He's way up in supply actually,
still ahead.
He's still ahead, and we're gonna see him retake the Watchtower here. Maybe clean up some more creep. Because like we said, cleaning up creep is very important to do as a Terran player, because it is so beneficial to the Zerg.
It's still strange though, like if you check Optimus' position, he's made a good army composition. He's made some things happen at the beginning of the game. At the beginning of the game he was just taking the game away from his opponent, and after that, every push he's done, it's not been that incredible, Frank.
No, that's true.
Not really put a threat on the field. Look at the main base. He could just drop it right now. There's a few Zerglings there, sure, but he could drop 2 medevacs with some Marines, do some pressure. He has to make something happen somewhere. It has to hurt the Zerg opponent, because else it's just gonna get very, very hard for the Terran player. This is a good job right now. He's killing it on the creep tumors with a small batch of Marines, moving in the front. That's really good. He needs that.
So do you think that that is kind of the theme of Optimus today, that his engagements were where he lost the games? And,
well, he's cleaning up the creep with half of his army. You should be doing that with 8 Marines, and then sieging up behind that with all of your army. Maybe keep like 12 Marines against some mutas, but not 4 Thors in your main base. That's not what you need. You need those Thors on the battlefield. They're strong units, and this is gonna be a decisive moment right now. And these Banelings are not getting the great connections they did last time, and the Marines are also split on the bottom side, but it's still decent from Jona, but I feel like Optimus is doing a lot better right now.
Wow, that was definitely a lot of damage coming in from the Zerg player, but Optimus was very wise to keep his Marines in the back so they didn't all die to the Banelings. And now actually gonna take out the 4th base, or 3rd base from Jona.
He needs this. He needs to do some damage to the Zerg opponent straight in his base, and he's gonna take out the 4th base, and that's so important for the Terran player right now. Sure, the Mutas are gonna come in there, but there's not enough Banelings to clean it up. The 19 Banelings get warped in, but now he's gonna be moving back against the creep. It's already reducing on the map, and this is good for Optimus. He can go down to his base, take a breather, and go back in. He has to be careful here though against the Banelings. Oh, Frank. Don't make it happen again, and once again, great connection from Jona, and you can see the army supply drop from Optimus. And there's a lot of medevacs, but not a lot of army right now, and most of his army is actually medevacs right now. That's not what you need to kill the Mutas.
Nope, you need something that shoots. Like, this is hard. So if we look at the, let's take a look at the army tab here. We see that in army supply, Optimus is still ahead, and I'd say comfortably ahead. But he has to find some way of dealing with these Mutas, which of course the Thors being there. These Mutas are not going to be able to do damage to Optimus's base if he keeps the actually, well, his main base is now completely devoid of any anti-air.
Yep, it actually is, and a lot of important structures like the engineering base, researching 3-3, and a lot of factories could get picked off there. If Jona gets a wind of that, he will start abusing that. Actually, there's not a lot of anti-air, not a lot of missile turrets that we've seen in other games from Optimus, and Jona's getting a little bit bold with this, and he's moving in. He could pick up these 3 Marines, and after that a lot of mules, and then they love eating mules, Frank.
They do, and of course these Mutas, they have bouncing glaives, so they do damage to 3 units every time they attack. Great for taking out mineral lines and lots of SCVs. So you have to be careful and respond very quickly as a Terran player. Lots of medevacs flying in, but no units inside them.
Actually, a few good Thor shots do take out a few of these mutalisks, but the magic boxing does go down, and not the worst rate from Jona once again, and he's getting map control with these Mutas, and that's something that Optimus had all game. He had the game, he directed the pace, and right now it's gonna be a little bit in the other direction, and Jona's already taking his 4 pace once again, and Optimus is losing this game a little bit out of control. You know, he has to start establishing a 4 base, but he doesn't really have a good answer to the Mutas, so the Mutas can just start harassing the 4 base. You can see that right now the Mutas and the Zerglings are already moving in, and how is he gonna defend this, Frank?
I'm not sure how he can. Of course, yeah. The thing with his army is that it's not too mobile. Yes, he's got a lot of Marines, but he depends on the Thors for protection, and they, well, unless they get into medevacs, aren't that fast, but... Alright, here goes the command center actually goes down.
And he actually lost a lot of SCVs there. I mean, he didn't lose any army supply, so he can start pushing on the map, and it's going to be very scary. He's actually going to just go for it. He's just going to start pushing, and the Mutas are doing a lot of damage at the natural expansion. There's one Thor trying to hold on for dear life, but he's just moving across the map, and he wants to end this right now. And this is still a very scary army, but it's all going to come down to tank positioning. He's going to lose everything in his main base to these Mutas.
Well, these Mutas are very low on health, though. If he makes one micro mistake against a Thor that pops out, he might lose all of these Mutas. And at the same time, this army moving across the map from Optimus is very strong. And as long as he controls properly against the Banelings, he can do a lot of damage with this. And the Mutas are actually retreating, trying to help defend against this attack.
Oh no, the Mutas! They could start killing all of the siege tanks in the back. There's only one Thor in a good position. The one Thor does get a few volleys off, but these tanks are going down. And I don't know, Jona lost most of his Banelings, and Optimus still has an army there that he's killing the Mutas.
This is very close. Very close, but Optimus still ahead in supply.
Yeah, but Optimus is ahead, and he lost a lot of SCVs, so this means a lot of that is an army supply. But do you see the amount of medevacs? I mean, every Marine has 2 of those ladies healing him up. Not what he needs. He needs a lot of Marines and siege tanks and stuff like that in the field. But he's also taking extra bases, so he's still good economically, and he's pushing. And Jona's rolling in with a lot of Banelings. This is gonna be the defense. Is he gonna make it happen? Decent splits by Optimus, and
nice
he's actually doing it.
GG.
Doing it.